Capricorn, feel this in your spirit like a bell that won't stop ringing. You've been standing in dim hallways before doors that never open, knocking until your knuckles ached. You've worn yourself thin, applications sent, interviews endured, polite smiles practiced, eyes fixed on a phone that would not light up. Silence kept answering louder than any yes. Hear me, this is not rejection. This is redirection. You were never designed to live at the mercy of someone else's permission. You were never meant to shrink to fit a chair that was never crafted for you. This message will shake you, but it will free you. Heaven has written a new instruction over your life. Stop chasing what was never your ecosystem. Stop bargaining for crumbs when your hands were made to bake the bread. Before we go deeper, seal your spirit with words that move the unseen. Type in the comments, "I choose a new path," and so your energy is felt here. Share your date of birth and zodiac sign. Mark your decision in the open. There is authority in what you declare. You have carried the script the world handed you since childhood. Study hard, get the job, keep your head down, survive. For most, it sounded safe, predictable, even honorable. But for you, safety felt like a weight, predictability like a narrow hallway with no windows. You tried to be grateful for the small room, but your lungs were made for mountain air. Picture yourself at a desk under pale lights, giving more than asked, offering your brilliance, steady, reliable, relentless, and receiving a pat on the back where the truth deserved a crown. The applause never came. When rewards arrived, they were coins tossed toward work woven with gold. Every rejection letter, every promotion that slipped past you, every dismissal that stung, none of it was punishment. It was protection. It was guidance. Destiny was whispering what your spirit already knew. This is not your place. You were never meant to live bound to another person's table. You were born to build your own. Remember the sudden endings, the call you didn't get, the position eliminated, the door that closed right as you reached for the handle. At the time, you felt anger and shame. Later, when the dust settled, you recognized the hidden rescue. If you had stayed, misery would have dimmed your soul. If you had forced yourself to comply, your spirit would have withered in silence. Those apparent losses were shields, not strikes. Protection placed around a life too precious to be spent in rooms too small for your purpose. You are not a background character. You are not the one who begs for a chair. You are the one who crafts the table, designs the house, and frames the room where destinies are decided. This is why dependence has felt unbearable. Your spirit knows the chains were never yours. Capricorn, stop exhausting yourself searching outside for what's already planted within. You prayed for open doors, begged for chances, waited for opportunities that seemed out of reach. Yet the seed, your seed, was in your hands all along. Maybe your gift is your voice, how your words land in hearts and rearrange the furniture of doubt. Maybe it's your wisdom, the steady calm that brings order to a storm. Maybe it's your skill, building, organizing, solving problems others can't even name. The world may have ignored it. Heaven has not. Imagine a person standing at a stranger's well, begging for a sip, while behind them on their own land a river flows. Capricorn, that person has been you. Those workplaces never felt like home because they were not built to bear the weight of your calling. Your destiny was not made for a box or a gatekeeper's nod. You were not created to be a worker serving a system that does not value the soul. You were created to be a builder, a pathmaker, a carrier of light where others see only fog. So stop asking, when will someone notice me? Start asking, how can I use what's already in my hand? Near the third breath of this new chapter, make your move, subscribe, so these words keep finding you right when you need them, when old voices try to pull you back. Stay tethered to guidance that feeds your courage. Here is where everything turns. This is the line between who you have been and who you are becoming. Stop seeking survival. Start embracing creation. You've been trained to ask, who will hire me? Who will give me a chance? The real question is, what can I create that the world is waiting for? When you shift from waiting to creating, you stop living as a survivor and begin living as a builder. Survival clings to temporary security. Creation opens a flow that cannot be dammed. Your true power has never sat in resumes, waiting rooms, or carefully ironed shirts. Your true power lives in solutions, your eye for gaps, your instinct for structure, your sacred refusal to leave a thing broken. World-changing breakthroughs were not born from job boards. They came from women and men who noticed a need, trusted the fire inside, and answered it. They did not ask for permission. They authored realities. That is your assignment now. You have been conditioned to believe your destiny depends on a manager's handshake or a committee's green light. But your destiny has already shouted a louder yes. It was written over your life before your first application, whispered to your soul even when the room was loud with doubt. When you lean into that yes, money stops feeling like a chase and starts following your impact. Opportunities no longer slip away, they pursue you. Stability stops looking like a distant city and becomes the ground beneath your feet. Not because you begged, but because you built. The hardest part is not the action. It's laying down the old mind that kept you trapped. The fearful whisper always speaks the same language. What if you fail? What if it doesn't work? What if you're not enough? That voice showed up every time you stood at the edge of your path. But look at your history. You have survived storms that would have sunk weaker ships. You've navigated rejection that would have broken gentler hearts. You carried financial strain that could have crushed a lesser spine. And yet here you are, still breathing, still hoping. Proof of strength, proof of resilience, proof that you are equipped for the leap. Do not mistake comfort for calling. A steady paycheck can be a beautiful blessing, but it can also be a quiet cage. Cages have invisible bars. They feel safe. They keep the soul small. Your spirit was made for sky. That's why no boss, no job, no regular deposit ever felt like enough. Your calling is larger than their walls. When you choose to write, to teach, to build, to speak, to design, to heal, when you step into the work your soul trusts, you are not walking into danger. You are stepping into alignment. The first steps may tremble. Fear will try to bargain. Move anyway. The heaviness lifts. The gate swings. Courage, older and stronger than fear, rises from a place within you that fear cannot reach. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing forward while fear whispers. And Capricorn, you have already proven you know how to choose forward. There is a greater blueprint than the one you were trained to salute. Call it the divine economy. It does not run on gatekeepers' moods. It obeys the law of sowing and reaping. Consider the farmer. He does not beg the earth. He plants the seed already in his hand, waters, tends, trusts, and harvests. You too hold seeds, skill, wisdom, creativity, experience, collected from struggle and victory, loss and learning. Seeds do not belong in drawers. They belong in the ground. Jobs run on limited exchange. You hand over hours, they hand back a wage often too small for the value you bring. That is a narrow economy. Calling runs on increase. You release a gift and it multiplies. Doors open, people find you, provision meets you in motion. Employers pay wages. Purpose produces harvests. Job sets ceilings. Calling removes the roof. If these words land mid-chest, breathe and say, I'm ready. And if this message is giving you strength, pause for a heartbeat to support the work. Tap, like right now. It seems small, but it tells the river to keep flowing through you and toward anyone who needs this. What do you do instead of endlessly searching for positions that were never made for you? You create. You identify your gift and you build around it. Step 1, name it. Stop inventorying your lack. Inventory your light. What do people come to you for without thinking? Who are you when no one is paying? Do they call you when life is heavy because your presence rearranges chaos? Do they hand you broken things because your mind sees the blueprint? Do they listen when you speak because something in your voice delivers peace? The answer is in your patterns. Your gift has been announcing itself for years in quiet ways. Name it. Step 2, build around it. Do not wait for perfection. Perfection is a stall tactic dressed as excellence. Begin messy, begin small, begin now. If your gift is voice, record, teach, host, mentor, consult. If your gift is hands, create, repair, craft, design. If your gift is wisdom, shape frameworks, offer guidance, map paths. If your gift is vision, capture it into plans and prototypes. Great trees do not negotiate their origin. They begin as seeds. Step 3, plant daily seeds. Consistency is the sacred momentum of purpose. Every day, do one small act that advances your work. Study, practice, ship, ask, refine, share, rest. Alone, each seed seems small. Together, they become an orchard. Do not despise small beginnings. Small is not the opposite of great. Small is the doorway to it. Step 4, trust timing. The farmer knows the absurdity of planting at dusk and demanding ripe fruit at dawn. Roots form where eyes cannot see. Delays are not denials. They are underground architecture. Your seed is not failing. It's taking hold. Step 5, detach from the old vows. Lay down the belief that your future depends on a listing, a contract, or a stranger's nod. Your validation does not live in an inbox. Release the metric that says you are worthy only when hired. You are stepping into empowerment, into freedom, into alignment. This is the season where you leave the waiting room and start the building room. You cease chasing opportunities. You begin creating them. Here is a practical frame to begin right now. Define your offering. Who are you serving, and how does your gift solve a real problem for them? Package your value. Turn your skill into services, programs, products, or experiences. Give your work a name and a container. Create a simple system. A calendar for delivery, a notebook for ideas, a lightweight page to explain your offer, a way for people to reach you or book you. Start low-tech and honest. Show up where your people gather. Share one helpful insight daily. Build trust by giving value before asking for anything. Ask clearly. Invitation is not begging. Offer your help with confidence because it is help. Iterate, listen, learn, refine. Your first version is a doorway, not a monument. And because momentum loves accountability, return to your declaration. I choose a new path. Put today's date next to it. Add your zodiac sign so this community can stand with you in intention. These small acts of witness change the trajectory more than you think. If these steps steady you, keep this stream of guidance flowing. Subscribe now so you don't miss the words that meet you on the exact mornings you're tempted to settle. Let every new message strengthen your resolve, quiet the panic, and keep your hands on the plow. Capricorn, hear this clearly in your marrow. Those locked doors were never there to shame you. They were there to steer you. They shut to protect your crown from rooms that would have asked you to bow. You were not made to live as ordinary. You were chosen to build, to create, to lead, to stand apart the way mountains stand apart, anchored, patient, undeniable. So let this be your seal of faith. Write it where others can witness your courage. I am walking a new road. If you haven't already, add your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments as a living signature. Your declaration is not a caption, it is a step. Your future is not held in the hands of resumes, managers, or interviews. Your future rises from the courage to unlock what heaven has already placed within you. Every gift, every idea, every spark inside your soul was planted for this exact season. The world you came to bless is waiting for what you carry. Lift your head. You are not chasing. You are not begging. You are becoming. You are stepping into alignment, into power, into purpose. If something in you is awake now, if you feel the cage door swinging open, say yes with action. Name your gift. Build around it. Plant daily seeds. Trust timing. Release the old vows. Keep moving. And because we walk this road together, remember to press like before you go. Midway acts of support. Keep messages like this reaching the exact hearts that need them. When you're done, subscribe so you never miss what's meant to find you. At the close of this moment, take one more breath and one more step. The divine economy responds to movement. The river begins when you lift the shovel and open the channel. Capricorn, your new road begins. Here, now, under your feet. Walk it with a steady heart. Walk it with your eyes lifted. Walk it knowing this: you were never waiting on doors. Doors were waiting on you.